So, you feel like killing a few zombies. I want to know what this game has to offer. Well, here's a quick preview. Take long walks through flowers. Collect things. Get better at things. Break yourself. Ooh, so pretty. Blow stuff up, including your base. Take things apart. Set things on fire. Wow, the sky looks like it's on fire. Set yourself on fire. Listen to this guy's advice.
Watch your back.
Now let's dive in. My ice is gone. It's taken too many takes to do this. What's up, InnerTubers? My buddy Q wants to get into this game and has asked me to make a set of videos that are for the brand new player that doesn't know anything. So that's what this is. I'm going to cover basic stuff like skills I think are the most important for a new player, or at least the most forgiving, to give you a balanced experience. I want to talk about loot, like what do you keep, what do you not keep, what's important early, what's important late, what can you get later, what should you hang on to because it's hard to get again. Everything I'm going to suggest is just the way I see it. I am a veteran of the game. I've played it quite a bit, but I'm not an expert. I've played this game a lot. But to start with, we're going to cover some game world settings. I know, boring alert. It's going to be dull. I'll try to get through it quickly. But first, let's get through some safety information. Ladies and gentlemen, the king has turned on the game settings tutorial sign. If you haven't already done so, please jingle your adult beverage and make sure your seat back is in a comfortable position. I'll be your chief narrator today. On behalf of myself and the entire crew, welcome aboard Wingit Air Flight A19. Non-stop service from the loading screen to the apocalypse. Our world generation time will be approximately 15 minutes. At this time, all portable electronic devices should be placed in Do Not Disturb mode until the end of the video. And in case you're curious about that, she ate a sock. Alright, with that out of the way, start up, obviously, new game. Ignore these settings. This is some stuff I've done before, so since my buddy Q is the one that asked for this, we're going to call these Q-tips. We'll start with a new random world. That's how I like it. Friends, if you want to let any friends in. Let's say if you want to just be by yourself and you don't want to worry about passwords, or you can do public. Obviously, this is real simple shit. I'm just going to go not listed one player, so I'm going to worry about a password. Basic settings. For a brand new player, I would probably suggest knocking this down to scavenger. It's going to change a lot. I would leave most of this alone. For a new player, I would change run speeds. Knock all of these down one notch. I'm going to leave them on. Persistent profiles doesn't really matter except for multiplayer. Also note tooltips. Look at them if you want to. XP multiplayer. There's going to be an urge to race this. Don't do it. We'll talk about it later. Also for new players, AI block damage. I would turn this down. AI blood moon block damage. I would turn this down significantly if I was a new player. Loot abundance. If you're going to play with friends, I suggest you put this at 150 if there's going to be more than one person. Loot respawn. I leave it at default. You do you. There's plenty of loot in the world. It'll take you 30 days to get through just what's around you, so I wouldn't worry about it. And this is in-game days. Drop on death. Default is everything. I have some friends that are new to the game. They have it drop on nothing. You can also make it to where you drop only stuff on your tool belt, which is basically your hotbar. I like default. One thing I definitely would do is mark airdrops. Turn that on. We'll cover it later. The rest of this, leave it on enemy spawning. This is basically if you want a creative game. Multiplayer, the only thing here I would really worry about, these are my default settings when I play with other people. If you're going to play with other people, you decide if you want PvP or not. I don't like it. But your friends, if you want to share experience, crank this all the way up to 10,000 meters. The default is like 100 meters. You got to be close to people to share experience. Crank that. Bedroll dead zone. I like to crank that up. That's when you place a bedroll down, this will all make sense soon. There'll be an area around your bedroll where zombies won't spawn. I like to make that area as big as possible so my house and the neighboring houses are safe. Bedroll duration doesn't matter. That's a multiplayer thing. So that's the gist of it. You can give it a world generation seed. You can put anything in there you want, and then you hit go. Oh man, I had a joke here. I failed. Let's try that again. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, the king has turned off the game settings tutorial sign. You are now free to get a refill. World generation is not fast. I feel like this would be a good time to go take a poop. I've got time. This does feel unfair if you've only got 2 hours to return it. Use one of the pre-gen worlds. They're faster. They're already generated. This is making it from scratch. And I think they're using a stone slab with a chisel. I don't know. It's fucking slow. Maybe I should clean the gutters. I hope I still have time to play when this is done. Why? It's so good. So good. These candies aren't gonna crush themselves. My vehicle registration due? Color. On behalf of Wingit Air and the entire crew, welcome to the apocalypse. Local time is 0800 and the temperature is not important. Yet. Well, that ain't fucking right. Why is the settings all fucked up? Where's the mouse? I've lost. Oh, there it is. Stand by, technical difficulties. Whoops. What are you gonna do? Alright, first things first. Follow these quests, just do them. I'm just kind of gonna just do them. So, I don't remember what the buttons are. Is it I? No. Tab? Tab. I have it to the thumb button on the mouse. That one. This one. Is that in frame? I don't know. So while you're in here, I'd just like to have that there. This note, feel free to read it. Throw it away. You don't need it. This thing, you don't need it. Easy to replace it. Get it out of your inventory. And then these I just like to get out of the way. I'm just shift clicking on things to move them down to this area, the toolbar, which was mentioned earlier. So with that, I can left click, rotates it. You can see the white box around it is kind of that dead zone that we talked about earlier. Left click to place it. Don't pick it back up. That's now where you respawn. If you pick that up and you die, you will respawn somewhere randomly. Could be anywhere. So carry on. For these wood and stone, wood, these dried bushes, there's your wood. You can also punch a tree if you're like a Minecraft or an archetype, but those things are far more efficient, which is a fancy way of saying efficient. Rocks are hard to spot. That's what they look like. Or we need two, so you can punch a rock, but you will have to punch it a lot. to get that rock. Ow. Oof. Eh. Ah. Ooh. Oh. Jeez. Louise. There you go. You gotta punch it that many times. We got what we need. We're gonna craft a stone axe. This is our Leatherman. This is gonna get us started. It's a many things in one tool. First thing I like to do, get more stones. They come in handy. You're gonna need them. We'll talk about that. I'm gonna break this now. Ta-da! Big rock, all gone. Now you may have noticed down here, there's just a ton of these new journal entries that are coming along. That's this up here. These, particularly for a new player, these are worth reading. Yellow are ones you haven't read before, so every once in a while I'll go through here and just click on them just to clear them out. But they're worth reading. They're definitely worth reading. Even after 1,500-ish hours into this game, I still refer to them time to time. Good info in there. Ooh, the music stopped abruptly. So, in the beginning, you will be in a cone of safety. Nothing should spawn right around you if you don't wander too far. Ooh, a chicken. I can break the grass with my stone axe, but I chose not to because this doesn't use any durability on that axe. Although we can fix that with our stones. And I don't know why, but I always like them in that order. I don't know. Maybe I'm CDO. We're going to craft our pants, craft our shirt. I'm just using these hotkeys. That's how I'm doing that. Tells you what that's what the W and the S are. Those are hotkeys for those functions. We can also repair our axe with an A. Hey! Where? W. There we go. That was our next quest. Now we need a club. We make a club. I'm going to shift click it just to put it down in that next spot. I'm also, since we've only got 2 wood, I'm going to go knock down a tree so that we can have more wood. And then you'll also see up here, we need a feather. So what we're looking for there is, here we go. How timely. A bird's nest. They have feathers. So what we can do is smack this tree till we have enough wood for the quest. Craft the bow. We have 11 feathers, but it takes a wood, a stone, and a feather. So I'm going to go until we have 11 feathers. Then I'm going to show you a little keyboard mouse shortcut. If I shift click on this, this will automatically go to 11. If I just click on it, I can also click this arrow with the line. Shift click is easier. W to craft. I'm going to put that down in my hotbar. I want my arrows right there. Alright, I'm going to knock this tree down. I see you right there. Bird's nest. Yay. So, we need R. We'll knock our first arrow. If we hold R, there's ammo types. We'll cover that later when it becomes relevant. For now, we're just going to stay with our stone arrows. You can right click for a little bit of a zoom. Push and hold. Release the button to fire the arrow. And there's a chance you can pick your arrow back up. We didn't get that one back. If you draw the arrow, don't want to, or what is this, knock the arrow? I don't know, whatever. You pull it back, you don't want to fire it, hit R, it will release it. Or conversely, hit a hotkey to another weapon. That'll do it too. What are we at? Frames. Wood frame block. So we'll start with the 1. Now these are complex. We'll probably go over these more later. But I'm going to right click and put it down. Then I'm going to use my stone hammer. Stone axe. Ooh, do you see that? Right up there. Wow. Glitchy. Game is glitchy. Let's move. I'm going to right click on this to upgrade it. Ta-da! Now I knew it wanted a campfire, so I was already in here. This is a seed from that tree we knocked down. I don't know which way I'm pointing. In the game, it's that way. Toss that away. I don't want it. There we go. Now, trader. Looks like this is also the edge of a town. And every town will have a trader in it. So it looks like our trader's just going to be on the far end of this town, but that's cool. That's cool. I suggest that you go, if you see rocks, just pick them up. If you see bird's nest, definitely loot them. They can also have eggs. And the only way to get eggs, that's random, finding that. That was trash, by the way. There's stuff all over the place, all kinds of lootable stuff. Tires isn't one of them. Cars can have great loot. They're a great place to find tools. Look at that. We got a shovel. And some lockpicks. I'm going to put the lockpicks right there. And then this, we can either scrap it and turn it into lead, or we can sell it or place it on the mantle at home. You can't really do that. There's no way to do that. It will despawn. If you are playing multiplayer and you and your friends, I don't want that seed, so I'm just going to throw it away. Loot will not respawn. Remember, the default was 30 days. If 30 days goes by and we're not near this will regenerate. There'll be new loot in it. But if we had, let's say we left this in there and we come back in 30 days, that is still there. But as soon as we take it out and throw it away, then that will instantly refresh and there'll be new loot. But I just throw shit away. That way next time I come by here, I can just be like, oh, it's empty. I don't need to pick it up. Because sometimes you'll leave stuff behind that strategically. All right, let's make more arrows. And let's go find the trader. Ooh, look. We can have our first fight. So left click is a basic attack. You can watch the stamina bar to see what that does. And then right click, hacha, power attack. Uses much more stamina, but hits more harder. Ooh, sorry about your head, bro. So one thing I started to mention earlier, if you're going to play with friends, in this menu, parties and allies, party and allies, there'll be a little plus sign for both. Click on both. Ally with your friends, that's persistent through the game set, or not through the game, but through the server. It's persistent. As you log in, you will always be allies. And that lets people into your boxes, your storage boxes, and things like that. Party is per session. You'll have to re-invite to the party every time, and that is the XP sharing. We might be able to get a shot on this chicken. I'm going to crouch so that he'll leave. There is sneak damage if you're crouching. Oh, he gone. Okay, bye-bye, chicken. I ain't got time to chase a chicken. I ain't no chicken chaser. Alright, that was a lockpick. Hey, bunny. Will you stop so I can take a shot at you? Arrow drop is real. He's in a straight line. Let's just go for it. Oof. Nope. Not even close. Let's try that. Not even close. Hey, hang on a second, buddy. I want, but man, you made my rabbit leave. Jerk. Get clubbed. I feel like there's so much to tell you. My mind's blanking. I saw that rabbit. He's hiding in that grass somewhere. All right, that's futile. Girls. Ooh, I like girls. What do we got in the car? What's in the car? Another shovel, but it's in better shape than the one we got. So I'm just going to scrap this one. You can get resources from it. If we go into our actual inventory, these boxes down here, it's kind of like it's like a craft queue. So if we, you'll see it's going to turn. I can cancel it if I click it quick enough. I didn't click on it quick enough. Ooh, there's a chicken. Food is difficult in the beginning. But the trader's going to help us with that. I've lost the plot again. If you're playing with your friends, after your allies and in a party, don't immediately run to each other. Stay where you started and do your starter quests, because then that will send you to... What am I hearing? I'm hearing somebody. Oh, there he is. It will send you to the nearest trader. And then once you have found it, which we will do here momentarily, typically you can look out for that flag. There is a POI, maybe more than one. I know there's at least one that will fly that flag, but typically if you see that flag, that means it's a trader. Let's take care of Fatty McFat. You should probably consider less butter. Just a suggestion. All right, the trader. This is a protected area. We can't hit it. That sound means it's protected. Trader's in there. We're gonna have a look around first. We can't do anything with this stuff because protected. This is one of the several workstations. We'll look at them in order that you'll encounter them. First would be a forge. Where's the forge? Where the forge is the forge? Oh, there it is. This is a forge. Sometimes these workstations are functional, which in this case this one is. Sometimes they are not. The next one we would encounter, that sound we're hearing is a zombie on the outside beating on the wall, is a workstation. When they're destroyed, you can loot them, and there's always a chance, that's a landmine, there's always a chance you'll find a schematic to build your own. Ooh, potatoes. Keep that. That's importante. Since we're here, we're going to run and have a look. Put some light on the sitch. I don't think there's anything up here, but we're gonna doubly check. My carbonated, nope, not carbonated, my jingly adult beverage. It's fighting back a little bit. Speaking of that though, that's over there, that's gone. We're gonna chase it with a carbonated one. I got smart. Alright, back down. The next workstation that you'll encounter in game, which would be a while, is this. This is the chemistry station. The meth lab, sometimes referred to. We'll take the gunpowder. Chrysanthemum, we don't need it. It's everywhere. So there's no sense in picking it up. This red flower right here, that's chrysanthemum. Smack it. Oh, that one's protected because it's too close to the trader, but you get the point. Close the door behind you. Always close the door behind you. The other thing you'll encounter I forgot about is a cement mixer. It's for making cement. Duh. We'll talk about each of these workstations more in depth when we come across them. But when you get to your first trader, there's stuff all over the place. Have a look. Look around. Check all the trash piles. You'll find things. You want them, and if you don't want them, we can sell them to the trader. Easy peasy. Put some sneeze on my cheesy. I don't always know what I'm saying. That's okay. All right. Did we hit it all? Trash. All right, we're good. Let's go in hell and meet. Who do we have? Ooh, it's Trader Jen.
The cat dragged in.
Yeah, look what that cat dragged in. Sometimes this cash register, if that drawer's open, it's not lootable. If the drawer's shut, you can loot that. You can take her money and then use it to buy things from her. So first things we're going to do is, I don't want this landmine. I'm never going to use it. So I'm going to sell it to her. I don't want this. It serves no purpose other than it's a form of lead. So I'm going to sell it to her. Same thing with the trophy. I'm not going to sit on lead. I'm not usually going to collect lead because I can go mine lead. When I want lead, I can go get it in bulk on demand. So there's no sense in sitting on it. So we've got 50 dukes, they're called. 50 coins. There's no sense in really shopping for much. There's nothing we're going to be able to afford right now. So we're going to move on. But if you have already started, and this is just a bit of a makeup, what we have here is, I'm just using the mouse wheel. There's 4 pages worth of items here. They can be sorted into individual categories. And then this last one, secret stash. This is a whole nother set of inventory. While we're here, we'll talk about books. Anytime you see a little book icon, that means it's something you can read and you can learn a thing. You can learn that when you are buzzed from coffee, you drank coffee, you got the buff from it, you'll get 10% more. Or if you read this book. If you have read this book previously, this little book icon will open. It will be an open book. Like me. I'm an open book.
Take care of you.
Ooh, you can take care of me. I'm telling them right now. Oh, I forgot the most importante part. Jobs. I recommend buried supplies in the beginning.
If you do this,
that will provide food.
will.
You can read that if you want.
Thanks, huh?
Feel free to pause the video.
Down.
There's an icon. That's where we're going. Hey, buddy. A buddy of mine, Midnight Designer, is he used to be a YouTuber. He's more of a streamer now. He always called the crawlers tryhards, and that's just too fucking funny to not adopt. Hey, buddy. Can you just lay there and stay? Sit, boo-boo, sit. Ooh, bird's nest. Alright, I'll see you when we get there. Alright, so we're closing in, and I had something to tell you. I don't know what it was. I'll try again in a minute. Oh yeah. All these hot bars. So purple one, experience bar. Green one, food. Blue, water. There you have it. So we're gonna get our shovel, and this yellow circle is somewhere in here is our supplies. It tends to be on the 3rd or 4th layer down. I can't remember which one. But basically just start by just taking out some of the top. The 2nd layer down is a little bit easier. You notice this has 250 hit points here on the surface. But if I go a layer in, it's only 200. Which can make it tempting to dig out that 2nd layer instead of the top. But if you get down in here and you get yourself in a hole and don't leave yourself a way out, you can find yourself in a pickle. And I don't mean in a jar of vinegar. Or maybe you'll just find yourself in a jar of vinegar. I don't know. Whatever's bad for you, that could be what it is. Choose your own analogy. It's interactive content. After we have destroyed 10 blocks, the circle will get smaller. So we're not going to have to dig this whole thing out. And the whole while we're doing it, we're getting a little bit of plant fibers from surface level blocks, and we're gathering this clay soil. We want thousands and thousands of this stuff through the course of the game, so it's okay. We're not wasting our time by just digging out these blocks. We're going to need these resources later. So I'm going to dig a hole. I hear music. Why'd the music start? I don't like this tree. It's blocking my line of sight. I must destroy you. You must die. I don't see any movement. I see somebody over there. He's too far away to notice us. Ooh, a treasure map. We're going to sit on that for a while. We're going to throw that oak seed away. There's plenty of oak trees out here. That was an oak tree. That's a pine tree. Those are really the only 2 kinds of trees in the game. Alright, let's do this. Sneak damage. FTW. Nope, there was no sneak damage. He knew about us and was coming to say hi. Hey, Captain Flannel. Okay. Bye, Captain Flannel. Where's our hole? Our hole's over here. What's that? That's a seed. Alright. Train of thought. I am way too out of practice for doing an actual factual let's play. And, oh, look at that. The circle got smaller. So we need to drift that way. And doing an actual factual let's play, because that's how it was requested that I do this by Sir Q. He requested this be a kind of show me everything from the moment you hit the floor, hit the ground, going forward. Like, what's your thought process? Why are you making the decisions you're making? So that's why I'm doing this as in-depth as I'm doing it, because that's how it was requested. And it gives me a sense of purpose. But it's been ages since I've made an actual video, like a let's play. And then trying to sprinkle in all the knowledge you need to know and balance out, tell you what you need to know, not give you a fire hose of information, but not forget to tell you anything. It's difficult. I don't know if I can do it. And Q, sorry this is taking so long. The little flourishes in the beginning of this video I've never tried anything like that before, and god damn, it took a long time. But I was happy with it. It shows growth. If you go back and look at any of my older videos, I hope that shows improvement. I hope. Anyways, back to diggy hole. Don't forget to mind your stamina. You don't want to completely deplete yourself and then have to get into a fight and not have any stamina left to fight with. That would be bad. No stamina means you can't run or you can't swing a weapon, which, you know, I mean, all you can do is stand there and get punched in the face and eat it. And if you're into that kind of thing, maybe there's different games for you. I don't even know where I'm going with that. I should probably stop talking and just dig a hole. Oh my god. We're not even close. So now I'm just going to start digging just kind of straight in, because we do have a way out back here. So, and I'm thinking that the chest is on, oh, there it is. It's on the 4th layer down, which means you need to dig out the 3rd layer. So, this piece right here, don't pick it up initially. If you want to take a moment and have a look. So now here's a book. We're going to learn how to make mushroom seed spores. I'm just going to use to read that book. Take all this food. As soon as I take this, I want to wait until my stamina refills. As soon as I take that out of there, some zombies are going to spawn. And we get to kill them. Ooh, swing and a miss. Swing and... Look, oh, how am I out of stamina? Jumping takes stamina as well. So that's a thing. So we need to be a little bit judicious. I also have a tendency to use power attacks. Ooh, bird's nest. Almost exclusively. I really don't recommend looting in the midst of combat until you're very comfortable with how much time things take and how much time you have before one of them tries to bite your face. Again, if having your face bitten is your thing, like, I don't know, like, I don't know. Get dead, man. Get dead. Okay, then. Hey, it's Skeletor. Where have you been all these years? Sorry about your head, bro. Alright, so our quest is done. It is 1700. For those non-military time peoples, that's 5 o'clock in the evening. I'm sure all of you knew that. We have until 2200. Night officially falls at 10 o'clock p.m. And we need to be somewhere secure by then. It would be prudent, anyways, to be somewhere secure by then. I will say, in a pinch, I have dug a hole 3 blocks down, jumped in that hole, and put some frames. Let's make 20 of these. I like to keep these on me. It's kind of like if you've ever played Minecraft, just having some blocks on you. These are those blocks. But dig a hole 3 deep, jump in that hole, and then put this above you, fill it in, and then just wait the night out. It's boring, but you'll survive it. When you're new, you know, once you're more experienced in this game, it's not as scary being out at night, but it's definitely a bit unnerving in the beginning. Ooh, this is good to find. These right here can give you bones and rotting flesh, but right now what we're interested in is these bones. Nitrate I don't care about right now, because nitrate we can mine. We can find it later en masse when we need it. This empty can, I'm going to scrap it and turn it into iron. That's just a general resource that we're going to use a lot of. But we need bones. We need 5 bones. Ooh, this is a good find too. Ooh, bird's nest. Tree stumps can give you honey. There's a chance that when you get into a fight with a zombie, if the zombie hits you, that you can get an infection. If you get infected, you need an antibiotic. There are 3 types of antibiotic in the game. There's the antibiotic. It looks like a capsule, like a pill, like a, I call them gel caps. I don't know. A little pill. It'll look like a pill. You know what a pill looks like. It'll be blue and white. That's an actual antibiotic. There is an herbal antibiotic. It looks like a green pill, more like a tablet, like an aspirin or something.
Good job. I knew you could do
Hey,
it.
thanks. First aid bandages. These kind of, so these mods, we'll talk about mods later. I would very rarely, unless there's a specific one you're looking for, take a mod as a quest reward. They are abundant, and you will learn how to make them yourselves. You will learn how to make bandages yourself as well, but in this early game, we've only got 1 bandage. If we have to use it, we don't have any more, so I'm going to take those. And then, did we pick up anything I want to sell her along the way? We did not. I want to keep all of these things.
Oh, are you leaving so soon?
I'm leaving.
I was hoping we could hang out.
So we're going to get another job. Oh gosh, they're all really far away. That's a bummer. So we'll just take the closest one.
I need someone who... Oh, thank goodness.
Oh, thank goodness.
Anyone to do that job.
So what we're going to do now, being 1800, and maybe as a new player, this would have been your first order of business. We need to find somewhere to live. Somewhere that we can not necessarily grow roots, but set up shop to give us... Ooh, bird's nest. To give us somewhere to go at night. Ooh, an egg. Oh, we found an egg before. Eggs are important. You can only get an egg from a bird's nest, and they're very important for food stuffs. Hi, Skeletor. Get smashed. I'd like to smack you in your brainium. Sorry about your head, bro. So right now I'm just kind of scanning the horizon, and I'm looking for a building that would be easy to take it over and make a makeshift home from it. Gunpowder, whatever. Brass. Never pass up brass. Later on, when you're more experienced, you can pass it up because you can weigh pros and cons. Early game, never pass up brass, and then my suggestion would also be just to scrap it straight away. It takes a long time to scrap. Sometimes you'll find candlesticks, they can take a couple minutes. But if you have a candlestick and a piece of brass, or a brass doorknob, that takes up 2 inventory spots. If you scrap both of them, they will turn into just the raw resource brass, and they will combine, and then you're only taking up 1 inventory spot. Speaking of inventory spots, this little icon down here, that means I'm encumbered by 2 backpack slots. Notice there's some coloration here, and this little icon matches that little icon. I'm using 2 of those. I can circumvent that by moving stuff to the hotbar or the tool belt. That doesn't, that's not part of it. So there's the raw brass. So now I've moved stuff down here. Now I'm not encumbered at all. The more encumbered you get, the slower you move. But I don't tend to worry about it, and I don't want to put those things down there because I'll forget they're there. And a little bit encumbered is not that big a deal. We're still moving relatively free. That place isn't too big, which we could take it over. Oh, you got hops. But I like to have a place that has 2 stories. I don't like to live on the ground floor. Ideally, what I'd like to find is just maybe a little garage or something. Or this place doesn't look too big. How would we get in here? Just about every thing. Oh, I started to talk about this a minute ago. Every one of these houses, they're in the 7 Days to Die community. They're known as POIs. Oh, sorry about the mouse. I bumped it. They're known as POIs, and many of them are now what is known as a dungeon style POI, which means that there's a, if you've ever been to an IKEA, there's like one path that will take you everywhere. Most POIs are nowadays dungeon style POIs. Ooh, an upgrade. We'll take that, and then we'll scrap the old one. I also just noticed our club is taking a bit of a beating, so we're just going to repair it. Just uses a piece of wood to repair it. So here's our way in. We don't want our wooden club to. Somebody might pop out of that, or from the ceiling. Oh boy! Oh dear! It's a trap. The floor was falling out from underneath us. I don't like it. So that place is bigger than I thought. There's a basement. I don't think I want to deal with that. We're going to move on. Let's go to that house. That is not ideal for our needs. We've only got 2 hours to get something sorted out. Alright, door's unlocked. We can go in it. We can close it. We can also... I'm right-clicking on it. I'm upgrading this door. I reinforced it a little bit. Sorry if this is a little bit dark. When I review the footage, I don't want this cornmeal. It's, I don't know, just put that in your bag of knowledge. Cornmeal's not worth keeping. Not yet. There'll be a time and a place for it. But a taint in the beginning. Ooh. Once in a while, zombies will drop loot. 8 doorknobs. Wow. So that's going to take a while to scrap. 5 minutes to scrap that. Which is going to clog up our inventory for 5 minutes. Alright, we're not here to loot first. We need to clear this place out. Oh, alright, that door works too. It's also busted, so let's reinforce that a little bit. We'll also close that door. Reinforce it. What's in here? Ooh, it's the pisser. Alright, we'll deal with that later. I want to get everything dead before 2200. Always look up. Hey, lady? I honestly can't remember what I used to call you. I know I have a name for you. I had names for all the zombies. It's been so long. I think her actual name in the game... What is this? Oh, it's just a back door. Alright. Let's close that, reinforce that as well. Her real name is... Her actual name in like the game files or whatever. Or if you go into creative and you spawn zombies, she's known as Arlene. I don't like to use their Christian names. I like to give them my own names because I think I'm funny. Man, how many ways into this place are there? Well, that ain't one of them, but ooh, bird's nest. Alright, so we're creeping up on 2100. I'm just going to reinforce this any hoozle. This is quite the rinky dink. Cold resist, heat resist. I'll talk about that later. I don't want to, at every turn, be talking about something new. I feel like it would be a fire hose of information. But we're going to scrap our old shirt and it'll just turn it back into grass as soon as that's done. Was there a provided way to get up there? Or do we gotta figure that out ourselves? That tree's gotta go. The dude does not abide. It was that way, correct? We want to find the tree. Yeah, that tree was clipping into the house, so let's break it. One thing I like to do is kind of circle strafe around trees, just to keep my eyes out, keep your head on a swivel kind of thing, to know what's coming to try to eat my brains. Because I don't want my brains to be eaten. It's a personal preference. Might as well check the mail. No mail. Alright, the first thing now, what we're going to start doing is we're going to start boarding this place up. So I'm right clicking with the hammer because the zombinos can see through the windows. And like these busted blocks back here, we can upgrade those. They turn kind of into regular frames and then we can fix them. There's quite the upgrade path. There's I don't know, probably 10 different levels of stuff we can upgrade this to. Is there something under there? There is something under there. Haha, I found you. You cannot hide. Ooh, armor. We will talk about that in a minute because I don't want to wear it. And I'll tell you why I don't want to wear it. But I'll also tell you why, as a new player, you might want to. But we'll do that in a moment. First, let me get some light on the situation. We're just going to loot all the places. Cabinets that are open, you can't loot them. Cabinets that are closed, you can loot them. So they give you a visual indication. That's paint. We'll talk about paint in a moment. And another can. I don't want the can. I want the raw materials it's made from. We can also pick up these chairs. And now our crafting queue is full until that's out there. I see this oak seed. I don't want this oak seed. I'm going to modify my wooden club and put the paint in there in the cosmetic slot. Now, hold on. Let me put that on the wall. Now you can see this wooden club has turned black. So I'm going to pick that back up so we can continue looting. Make sure we've gotten all the tins. Check the dryer. There could be clothes in there. Clothing for the most part is about temperature. There was I alluded to that in a little clip I recorded a few days ago now. The temperature wasn't important yet. This little icon right here. If you ever want to know what these icons are, if you click on this second one, that character sheet. As you can see, we're encumbered by 8. Feel free to read that, pause the video, read it, or read it in your own game because you'll be encumbered at some point. But elemental protection in the beginning of the game, you're basically given a grace period before temperature matters to give you time to find clothing. You can read that and see what it really says, but that's the gist of it. Alright, we've looted all this stuff. Let's continue to shut down all the windows so that if we're down on this floor, they're not looking in and seeing us because we like our privacy. We'll be good neighbors. We won't disturb our neighbors, and we don't want them to disturb us. Something else we can do. Let me shed some light on the sitch. Oh, also crouch. This little eyeball is how noticeable we are, our stealth indicator, if you will. If I pick that torch up, that number's going to go down because now there's less light. We're not visible. We're not in the light. So there's a light issue. Light makes us more visible. Moving makes us more visible. And then, oops, I accidentally upgraded that and repaired it. Making noise makes us more noticeable. But if anybody hears us, we will hear them. So we can kind of just stop making noise and go hide. Oh, it's broken. Just going to repair it. I hit A. A for repair. But I'm going to knock out these couple sets of stairs here. So that if I just knock out the first one, that's not enough. Because zombies can jump one block up. So I'm going to knock out the first 2 sets of stairs so that we can go upstairs. I guess it won't help us tonight because there was that outside path. We'll end up breaking that too. But so that the zombies don't have a path to us. Although they'll try to find a way, and we'll cover that when it becomes relevant. But for the time being, I'm just going to do this. I'm also going to make a ladder. Just one ladder. And I'm going to put that over... Is this? Well, crap. We're going to have to take that out too. But I'm just going to stick it right there. If I was to put it at this level, the zombies can jump up and climb the ladder. But from up there, we can jump it, and we can move laterally on it. So we can sideways. So we can use that, whoa, to get up there. But I'm going to just break out these couple of blocks here. See you in a minute. Oh dear. That's the outside. Round the outside, round the outside. Is that? Yeah, that's the outside. That's That was not anticipated. But we can deal with that. Oh, and it's a great segue into the shape menu. Yes, this is lovely. So, if I push and hold R, I get this menu, which has a few different things that we'll talk about as they come up. But we're going to start with the shape menu. These are all the different shapes I can turn this into. So I want this wood frame half block. And if I hit shift, I can either select it and it goes there. I can hit escape to get out of this menu. Or if I hit shift and click on it, it will pick it and then leave the menu. Now, I just happen to know that these are half blocks. So I'm going to look at that block. I'm going to hold R and I'm going to hit copy rotation. And then that's going to allow those blocks to go to that orientation. I'm going to get my wood axe, or my stone axe, right click, and then I'm going to upgrade these to make this a solid wall once again. There we go. We fixed it. It's fixed. How about that? Alright, now I'm going to jump up here. Let me grab that torch. It got dark. We'll take that with us. And let's see, was that the outside? That was the outside. Oh, I forgot to crouch. Also forgot there can be stuff behind the paintings. Let's pick a room. What room do we want to live in? Did we go up there? We did not go up there. There's probably some goodies up there. You know what? That's probably... Maybe that's a good place for us. So let's make a couple more ladders. Start with 2. Where'd they go? Oh, they went back to our hotbar. Oh my gosh, it's so dark. Let's put that on the wall. Alright, looks like we're going to have to knock that block out to make room for our ladders. It's a bit like Minecraft, even though things take up less space. It's still 1 meter by 1 meter blocks. So if there's, only one block can be in one spot at a time. We'll crouch once again now that we're up here. I'm just going to scrap that. That's a piece of brass. Is there anything over that way? No? Alright. Wasn't really much up here for us. Not too much point in coming up here, so let's go down. That can just be our oh crap, shit's hit the fan. We can go up there to hide. So let's pick this room and we'll set up shop in this room. So first thing I'm going to do, I need a new bedroll. I'm also going to just stick that on the wall in a place that doesn't look stupid. This place is built out of half blocks. How about right there? Okay, at least that looks realistic. Alright, I've made a new... Oh, damn it. I'm just going to cancel this. And then I will re-scrap it to just change its spot in the queue. That can be helpful if you're trying to do something in a hurry. Like I am right now. I need this bedroll. I'm going to grab this bedroll and I want to put it down and let's just throw it. Let's rotate it. Tell you what, let's get this trash can out of here. This trash bin. It's got so many hit points. Also notice that our stealth meter is much higher. Hitting that was louder than hitting the other thing we were hitting down before. Alright, so now this place is our home. There's a... Up here, right here where the mouse is, there's the that little bedroll icon that tells us this is our house. That way when we leave, things won't respawn here. Oh, dang it. I meant to pick up the chair. I wanted the chair, and I was just going to... We picked up those chairs earlier. I'm just going to scrap them. We'll get some wood out of them. Now, this is our home. I'm going to make a chest. Again, I'm just going to get these things out of the way. We'll deal with that stuff later. I want the chest because that's the important part. And let's... Yeah, right there seems great. No, actually, I want it right there. So I'm going to put a campfire up there. Now I'm going to take all of the stuff we've gathered, except for this. We'll take that. We'll talk about that. So that's our food and water. We can also see that on... So I just went from the menu. I have my the forward button on your mouse. If you're like in a browser, back button takes me here. Forward button takes me here. It's just a keybind I did for this game. If we go here, there's a few tabs. This is basically where our armor slots, armor and clothing. Here we can get some statisticals, food and water, which is food and water down below. But we're low on both of those, and those do have an effect on your character. And you can see we've learned a bunch more tips. But somewhere in here is water. Read that, tells you what it does. In effect, like simply what it does is it affects how quickly your stamina recovers. But each thing has a food value and a water value. They also food heals you, so there's a health value. And then many foods will have a buff of some type. This is going to have a max stamina bonus of 30, so our stamina will become 132 for the duration of the buff. Tends to be like, sometimes it's a minute, sometimes it's 5 or 10 minutes. This one doesn't happen to tell us, but nutritious and daily, it's edible. Okay. But you'll get a little icon down here that tells you how long that buff is going to last. So we also have our starter chili. This is the chili we spawned in with. And some chicken rations. 15. This is good enough for me. How much water do we got? We got some water. So we'll just eat a can of chili. We'll have a jar of water. Typically, we're going to want to keep those numbers topped up, but that's just all I'm going to do for now, just for the sake of brevity. Let's go ahead and read Jennifer's treasure map. To whomever finds this note, friend, the end is near. The monsters are breaking down my door, but in my final moments, I can only think of how I want to be remembered, not as a coward, but as someone who thinks of others. I leave this map to one of my many sacred buried chests. Words are hard. To you. God bless you, Jennifer. I'm assuming that's not Trader Jen. But anyways, let's accept that. So now if I hit M, you can scroll in and out. This is a map of everywhere we've been. So I'm assuming we spawned up here and then have kind of wandered our way down this way. And then went down there for the quest. Or I don't remember the direction we went. Potentially we spawned down here, went this way to the trader. No, we did. We went that way. And then we probably went down here. Might even be able to see on the map. This is probably the hole we dug for our quest to go dig up some treasure. Or maybe that's a rock. Maybe that's our hole. Whatever. We went down there. We dug up the treasure. So there's a bit of a fog of war thing going on. That noise you just heard was just me accidentally clicking. One thing I did forget to do, and I alluded to it earlier, we talked about it with do your starter quest wherever you spawn, regardless of if you're playing multiplayer. You can save waypoints. I just prefer this icon. And now I know that's the trader. I did it on that side because that's where the road is, so I happen to know that's where the front door is. Then when I'm approaching it, as I come up, if I'm coming up from this side, I'm not sure which side is the front door. The icon on my HUD, right up here, up there at the top, will tell me, you know, if it's over here or I need to veer to the right, to the left. You get it. I'm also, while I'm thinking about it, I'm just going to go back here, go back to R, go back to the shape menu and set it back to the default frame so that if I need to use it, I just prefer it that way. The last thing I'm going to do to make this home is add a campfire. I'm going to put that on the desk. We did not happen to find a cooking pot and a cooking grill. Those are pieces of important pieces of kit on day one. And our final thing before actually the next day starts is skills. This is typically in the beginning of the game what you're going to do at night. During the day from 0400 is when the day starts. 2200 is when night starts if you're on default settings, so 18-hour days. which leaves 6 hours for night, which is 2200 to 0400. We have 5 skill points. It is my opinion that in the beginning of the game, strength with a sprinkling of fortitude is where you should be spending your skill points. We're going to start in strength. Some stuff that's going to be immensely helpful in the beginning is when you're not really sure what's going on is take Master Chef. Take 1 point in that. Ooh, my carbonated adult beverage is working. We'll talk about that when it becomes relevant, but take a point in Master Chef. Take a point in Sexual Tyrannosaurus. That is makes you more efficient with stamina, swinging tools, and swinging weapons. Invaluable. I'm also going to recommend a point of Miner 69er, which is going to let you make a level 2 axe, which we've already found one, or a level 2 shovel. We've already found one. But it's going to make, you can read it there. What is it? Tool damage, increase tool damage by 10%, block damage by 30%. So when you have to break down a wall or break down a tree or a rock, how much block damage you do. And there's a difference between, I'll call it entity damage, how much damage you do to flesh, to zombies or animals, and block damage. They're different values. You hear that? There's a zombie running by. Anyways, we want that. And then the last thing we're going to do is Pummel Pete is the skill tree that governs clubs. And in my opinion, the club is the best weapon for beginners. It's kind of, there was a time when it was really basically your only option as a melee weapon. So I feel like all other weapons they veer in one direction or other. More accurate, more range, more damage. And then, if they have the range, they'll lose some damage, or if they're a lot of damage, they'll lose the range, or they'll lose speed, or whatever. To me, the zero baseline, the center, is the wooden club. And then there's variations, obviously they're different weapons, but statistical variations that will veer one way or the other. But to me, the true north for a melee weapon is the club. That's my recommendation for a beginner weapon. So that's what we'll use in this series. Learning that skill, you can see up here. Well, I'll highlight it in post. Lets me craft level 2 clubs. There are 6 levels of clubs, or 6 levels of anything. Basically, you can craft up to 5. 6 is epic, legendary. You can only loot it. We'll find them soon enough. And then there's tiers, blah blah blah, tons of stuff. We've only scratched the surface. So what I'm going to do, just to kind of set myself up for the night, we're going to upgrade our club. I'm going to modify. I'm going to take that paint out of this one, and I'm going to move it over to this one, just because, why not? And then I'm done with this one. That music, it's a beautiful morning, means a new day has started, which means this video has run far too long. So we're done. We'll talk about more in the next one. If you got questions or specific things you want to know, put it down in the interactable section. The interactables means buttons you can push, places where you can push buttons. That's comments, subscribe button, like button, the bell. Fuck the bell. Don't push the bell. I don't want YouTube to email me when you put up a video, so I don't think YouTube should email you when I put up a video. Yeah, fuck the bell. Anyways, I'm done. Trying to remember what I say at the end of this. Go down, play with the interactables, and stay classy. I feel like my new fridge doesn't make ice that jingles as well. What's up, intertubers? I'm back. I think this is going to be the first real video. First real words already? Fuck, man. That little preview clip, that just scratched the surface, and in this video series, I'm going to cover the basics as they arise. Basics of what? I wrote a script. It's not very good. Settings that are important to make the game easier for a new player. And that all starts in the new players, or the, not new player, it's right in front of me. New game settings. I can't breathe. I'm nervous. Start the video with ice in my mouth. That's stupid. Mind blank. Let's pretend none of those previous sentences happened.